back to receive. And if this gets caught up in the breeze, it might be returnable. No, it's going to end up in the end zone. And Chris Budden, it's been a roller coaster of emotions for Miami and Mario Cristobal. This game continues. Gerard Pringle motions out of the backfield. And the first handoff, Elijah Lofton. A tight end handoff to begin the game. Out on the field for the first time in a couple of weeks. Returning from injury, and he is part of the blocking group for Keelan Marion, who gets the first down. So, to your point, a throw right at the line of scrimmage. Toney in motion. Instead of handoff to another freshman, Gerard Pringle Jr. And he's got a first down to midfield. He made his first start last week.
It's just absolute monstrous men out there blocking for this power running game.
Beck. Wide open. Catch and run. Keelan Marion into the red zone.
Look, you're just going to see Keelan Marion to the left of your screen. Just run a deep over route, and you can see on the second level, no one even pays attention.
Great protection for Beck. Lobs one right up the seam, and Elijah Lofton has a walk-in touchdown.
Look, you're just going to see Elijah Lofton right here. He's going to take an outside release and then just bend it back to the middle of the field. A little switch release type of concept. You can see Virginia.
It was Jabari Antoine that was called for the penalty, but it was a gang tackle, and Marcellus Hawkins down the sideline. The jet sweep works to perfection, and a chunk play in the run game to start for the Hokies. 1st and 10 at the Miami 28.
Look, Marcellus Hawkins has been doing this all season long. Immediately, they're able to get out on the perimeter of the Miami run defense, and Marcellus and grabs him at the end. With this defensive line, it is as good as there is in the country.
Drones on a rollout. To the sideline. Catch is made. To Kai Heath. Did he get a foot down? He did.
Let him down a little bit. This guy has put in a lot of work. They've become a running offense, but he still has confidence in him throwing the football.
Drones up the middle. 2 yards short of the first down. Keeps it. And has the first down. Gets an extra push. He's tough to bring down. 235-pound quarterback on the keeper.
It's out with all season long.
Screen. A little tunnel screen for Aiden Green. And not much there.
Nice job by Kyron Drone.
With the wind, Love. From 30 yards away, puts it through. It's only the 3rd time this season that Virginia Tech has scored points on their opening drive.
Ordinary, you just have to be better with your communication defensively.
Malachi Toney's first touch. And Virginia Tech bottles him up. It's a 5-yard gain. Looked pretty good throwing it last week, too. Gerard Pringle. Just short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and a half yard. Kamari Copeland made the stop. Another jet sweep. Tony's got the first down.
And for them to still be locked in like they are is amazing.
Back out of the pocket. Down the sideline, Toney comes back, helps out his quarterback, and makes the catch inside the 40-yard line.
That's a nice job by Carson Beck of, again, creating outside the pocket. First and second read isn't there. You see him, Malachi Toney, streaking down the sideline. That's exactly what Shannon Dawson, the offensive coordinator, wants out of Carson Beck.
Pringle for 5 yards.
In the backfield, but they're in gun. Harder to run out of this kind of formation, or they're going to put the ball up in the air.
4-man rush for Virginia Tech, and instead it's Malachi Toney. A little button hook for the first down. Fletcher. Now check that back on the keeper.
Even full.
3rd down and 1. This time Mark Fletcher does have the football. And he also has a first down to the 9. So it's 1st and goal for the U. And a big running back in Mark Fletcher. There goes Toney in motion. A rollout for Beck. At the goal line, diving into the end zone is Fletcher. A receiving touchdown in his welcome back. And it's a 2-score lead for the U. He missed the last couple of games, and they are happy to have Mark Fletcher back.
You just see he just goes fast to the flat.
for a long time on the Nike trip and just following his career. Obviously, I got a ton of respect for what he's been able to do across his career, but also specifically, obviously, here at Virginia Tech. Sure, you would be comfortable with me taking over your program, and him and his wife were phenomenal. I called him 3 times. He didn't answer the phone. I called his wife.
You were starting to wonder?
Yeah.
Is it different from place to place, from conference to conference? Like, what is that going to look like for you here?
Yeah, so I think the first thing is your point. In the last 5 years, college football has changed probably more so than the 75 years before it. Great community knowledge. And then the reality is I got to get everybody to understand and embrace. I don't know if you guys want me to start talking.
Hey, I saw your face get real serious. You were like, okay, that looks pretty good right there.
Aaron Drones and Marcellus Hawkins putting together a drive here for your Hokies. And it's continuing. Pretty good-looking freshman and Jeffrey Overton gets it to the 25-yard line for the Canes, and in business Virginia Tech. And that's a tackle for loss. As thrown down is Jeffrey Overton. Bob Wischusen. Aaron Drones on 3rd and 9. Out of the pocket. And a check down in the right flat. Hawkins. Close enough they might go for it. We'll see.
James,
He is 23 for his last 23 from the end of the NC State game to today. Gerard Pringle out across the 25-yard line. He's got 4 yards. And thankful just to be playing and healthy after the UCL tear last year in the championship game in the SEC. He finds Keelan Marion.
Same as it was before the surgery, but it isn't affecting him here over the past 2 weeks.
Flag thrown on the run by Pringle, and a rugby scrum for 4 yards. Toney wants to throw it. He hit one last week, and he hits one again this week. A bullet underneath the Keelan Marion on the crosser.
How about the arm angle change? He was looking for the deep shot, and you're going to see him. He comes off of it. And Shannon Dawson told us, look, I'm just going to install more and more stuff every week for this young man to take advantage of his physical skills. But just look at him here. He's looking downfield trying to hit the deep flag route. And there he just has to change the arm angle to get it past linebacker Caleb Woodson, number 20. He's just
set to take the direct snap. Beck goes in motion. And he bulldozes his way with a push into the red zone. And he's got the U set up 2nd down and 1. Pringle, that's a 1st down.
And how about the fact that he told us?
And he struggles a bit. The wind blows it, but not enough to get it outside the near upright. Carter Davis converts, and Miami extends their lead.
But they can control what they can control right now, and that is they have to play convincingly dominant football over the next 2 weeks.
Terrion Stewart into the secondary, 10 more yards. It makes you feel like you're back in it.
But I think it's important about how they play the game, and as you see right here, that's the kind of swarming defense they need to have. Absolutely. It does seem that way.
Which sounds backwards, but that is certainly the way things stand now as Drones escapes the pocket. Bounces off Wesley Bassett and picks up about 6 yards. And Chris Button, you've been a part of the mock.
And that's what their full intention is here now.
Blitz coming. Drones. Low throw. Reaching back and scooping it up. Let's see if the credit. Drones needs a push. He won't get there. Canes rush 4. Drones trying to step up in the pocket. And he will go down. That time he just couldn't escape. Akeem Mesidor. Well, what a season he has had with Ruben Bain, of course, on the other side.
Watch Mesidor make the tackle feel like he's going to go upfield with speed. He realizes he's overset, and look how he counters back inside with
that he plays the way that he does so that one day he can be able to provide for her.
So Miami calling timeout. They're going to get the ball back. Mario Cristobal calls another.
It would really help them if they were able to put their foot on the pedal here and try and get another score.
Seam shot. Malachi Toney gets to the sideline. Being pursued and finally bumped out inside the 25-yard line. Isaiah Brown Murray pushed him out at the 24 of Virginia Tech.
That's just a great throw by Carson Beck. And you're going to see Malachi Toney gets in behind the linebacker, Caleb Spencer, who, as he's trying to flip his hips and carry that seam ball or that middle read, he just stumbles and falls to the ground. And Carson Beck, he's been on it all game long. He's looking at Toney the entire way, and he's able to cross the face of the...
Beck steps up in the pocket. Catch and run across the middle, trying to maintain his balance as Joshua Moore. Now Miami out of timeouts. Carter Davis made earlier from 46. This one from 40. Plenty of leg. And he's got another.
Yeah, I think in the end, I think what they want to do, and there's no way of them really even knowing this, like what they have to do to close the gap on teams like Notre Dame.
The Canes rush 5. Here's Jeffrey Overton. The freshman pays the price, but has a first down.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
They solidified their spot in the playoffs.
That's where they have to get to. And Kyron Drones gets out of the pocket. He is a bulldozer of a quarterback.
Yes, he is.
He's got 9 yards. Wesley Bassane.
They have run the football as well as anybody.
There's a slant on what will end the first half. Devin Alvis brought down. Virginia Tech runs for 125 yards in the first half alone against a Miami defense that only allows about 80 yards rushing per game, and yet they only have 3 points on the board. There's Marcellus Hawkins. Finds a crease. Let's go down to Chris Budden.
The price of doing business, it's just the things that are just concentration things that you just can't allow to keep happening.
Drones runs through contact and checks it down to the sideline. Takai Heath bounced out of bounds, so it'll be third down.
When this team is locked in, though, it's as good as any team in the country.
Drones a yard short of the first down line to gain. Drones running the option. There's the pitch. Flag out for a face masking call. Overton, nice move. There goes the freshman Jeffrey Overton. House call. Does that get the Hokies back in it?
Just watch how this is blocked perfectly right here. This combination block and then seal. And that's Laith Ganem. Just watch this combination block and look how he seals off the backer. And we've been talking about the eye test and boosted their resume. Virginia Tech says, hey, not on our watch.
Backwards pass. Toney. Bounced out of bounds.
Can wear you down. Can Virginia Tech withstand and hold up and get some stops?
Beck checks it down. Mark Fletcher, a little shimmy shake. And he gets to the sideline. And they play hard. Screen. Even Marion. Close to a first down. And there is the sideline hustle of the Hokie defense.
And they'll play till the very last tick on the clock.
Whole shot up the sideline of Malachi Toney. Perfectly layered by Carson Beck.
These are the kind of things that have been hurting this football team. And this time, it's the freshman Sheldon Robinson who kind of gets caught on the play-action fake. And that's all they're trying to do. They're trying to open up the window. And you see he's trying to recover and get underneath that 7 route or the corner route, whatever you want to call it. And he's just a little bit too... Always know where number 10 is and adjust the coverage around it.
Malachi Toney to the bunch, top of the screen instead of one-on-one near side. Squeezed into Dalen Upshaw. Terrific back shoulder throw for Carson Beck.
That's an unbelievable throw and a heck of a contested catch by Dalen Upshaw. Takes the outside release on Isaiah Brown-Murray, and then you see him just hand fighting down the field. Carson Beck just throws an absolute frozen rope. Look at that, it's perfectly placed. That's great body, that's pretty efficient.
Back to Malachi Toney in the wildcat. He hands it freshman to freshman to Gerard Pringle. And Virginia Tech not confused. Caleb Spencer, terrific pursuit. Clean pocket for Beck. Lobs one in the end zone. Pringle lays out.
You're going to see Pringle, the freshman, got his first start a week ago against NC State. It's on that halfback. Some offenses call it a rail route. He just releases out of the backfield and just goes up the sideline. Singled up one-on-one. Sometimes the offense tells you what they're trying to do. If you can kind of pick it up pre-snap. That time the freshman didn't have an idea what was to happen. Miami took advantage of it.
There's Overton down the sideline. Another chunk play for Overton. We have a lot of good-looking freshmen in this game. There's another as Jeffrey Overton, who scored the last time Virginia Tech had the ball.
Yeah, you see they're just going to run this outside hitting play off tackle. Jeffrey Overton, you know, now that...
Overton thrown down at the line of scrimmage by Justin Scott. So now it's 3rd down and 10, at least, maybe 3rd and 11.
You say this defensive line. Now Bain and Mesidor, actually Bain's just on the field. I don't think Mesidor's at the 3 technique, working together with Bain.
Blitz coming through, Jones heaves it to the sideline, coming back to make a running catch is Aiden Green. Breaks a tackle, there goes Green, first down. No deep safeties, 3rd down and 11. Here comes the blitz, Drones, tracked from behind and sacked. Zechariah Poyser on the safety blitz gets the sack, and that is salt in the wound.
Just some of the very best of college football and what they represent.
Outside, catch made by Keelan Marion near the first down line to gain. Thomas Williams drives him back.
You know there are going to be some phone calls. There's a lot of shut doors in the.
A snap gets passed back, and he has to cover it up at the 2-yard line.
You see Carson Beck has his head to the right, just trying to make sure that everyone's in alignment. And if you're Miami right now, you don't want to get sloppy. You don't want to be putting bad tape. One of the 11 out there on the field right now.
Back from the goal line. Swing pass, Fletcher. He's out to the 20-yard line. Tyson Flowers, a form tackle on Mark Fletcher. That'll take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. And the first punt of the day for Miami. Blitz coming on 3rd down. Jones, long throw to the sideline. The catch is made. Beyond the line to gain? Yes.
The gain.
Blitz off the edge. They throw right behind it. A yard short of the first down for Takai Heath. So it'll be 4th and 1. And you'd have to think no doubt for... Overton empties the backfield. Straight run for Drones. And he might be short. It looks like he's about a foot shy. Although an official on the near side.
Even though they've given up a bunch of yards on the ground, they got to make some plays here too late.
There's Aiden Green getting back in the game and making a catch for 7 yards. They're trying to get another 4th down stop. They show blitz. They rush 4. Drones to the sideline. Bottled up, and he runs out of bounds. Ahmad Moten ran him out.
Just look at the athleticism he shows here as he adjusts his rush, flattens down the line of scrimmage, and runs Drones out of bounds. They missed him when he was out of the lineup. I mean, he is an explosive, twitchy individual as far as his quickness and ability to change direction, and you can see it there now. That's the standard he's talking about. That's what they want to see. And they're fighting with everything they have to make this season be one that includes a trip to the playoffs.
Back on 3rd down. Screen out to Toney with a flag down, and he's short. Flag thrown in the secondary on the far sideline. Back well protected, and the check down to Pringle. Well, Miami, obviously, based on their ranking, they're not being given.
That has a head-to-head win against Notre Dame, a team that's ranked ahead of them, that most people feel as long as they win out, they're going to get the nod over Miami. Let the clock run out, let the 6 minute and 42 seconds just expire, and then you just go on back down to Coral Gables.
Drones lofts one to the sideline. What a catch made by Aiden Green. Did he get a foot down? The officials say yes. That is a spectacular grab for Aiden Green.
You're going to see that right foot come down. He gets it in right there. Wow. Fingertip catch. That's an incredible catch. and kind of lost in the second half in this fourth quarter.
Thrown, sacked. And he had nowhere to go. The ball pops out. Well, they say it's live. No, he is down. But Ahmad Moten not only put him down, but planted him on that sack.
I mean, there's just a pass rush clinic going on across the board. Right there, and right there. Ruben Bain, Ahmad Moten.
He's going to shoot one down the sideline. Catch made by Aiden Green. First and goal, Virginia Tech. Wow.
It's a little out and up by Aiden Green. You're going to see him there. He's just going to nod to the outside. He gets the corner. Damari Brown to this stop.
Keeper. Watson. Shoves his way to the goal line. In for a Virginia Tech touchdown. Second rushing touchdown of William Watson III's career.
You see, you're going to get motion. You're going to get a lead blocker. You're going to get a fake here, and then you're just going to get William Watson following the blockers. Cuts up inside. And then right here, you can see his right tackle, Aiden Lynch, is helping getting him over the goal line. What a great look at it again from the ref. This is a great view. What was the ref looking at? The ref got fooled by the motion as well, by the pullers going the opposite way. You saw his head turn. That's such a cool look. That's such a cool point of view. That's what it looks like if you're playing linebacker right now for the Miami Hurricanes. And just look at that determination. They look like a football team that's quit. Like a bunch of guys who are just scoreboard watching, trying to get the suit.
So now Pop Watson back to work after the touchdown on the last possession. And he will stumble and simply hurl the ball out to the right. Are they going to call that a fumble?
I think they are.
Chase Smith recovers. Miami's got the ball. Did the ball travel backwards? Will this be a live ball? That was the call on the field.
You can see there, what is he? He's about the 29-yard line, 28-yard line. He's going right down the line, slightly crosses the 30. There's the knee down on the ground, so.
After further discussion.
Well, right now the hot hand would be Watson after the last touchdown, but he suffered a sack. Now he finds a crosser in Isaiah Spencer. Down the sideline. Isaiah Spencer knocked out of bounds finally at the Miami 30-yard line. With the wind at their back without picking up a first down. That ball comes out, spiked to the ground. It's scooped up on the run by Zechariah Poyser. Was that arm coming forward, or was that ball out? It looks like they'll call that a fumble on the field.
Hakeem Mesidor is coming around the horn and finishing with the strip sack. Just what he was warming up with Jason Taylor doing.
Well, all the starters are out there, and they get it to Malachi Toney. And that will take us down to the 2-minute timeout.
Exciting times here in Blacksburg.
Jet sweep on the end around Keelan Marion. Flags thrown in the secondary, and he's dropped well behind the line of scrimmage.
They have come here for a fight and for a football game. And Miami has struggled to really dominate this team in a way that would leave no doubt as to the fact that they were a far superior football team.
So 4th down and short. Carson Beck still in the shotgun, and he's going to throw. And he is going to take a shot. He's going to lock one. Jump ball in the end zone. Malachi Toney. He's got the touchdown.
That's a beautiful throw. It's a beautiful throw.
So P.J. Prelo picks up about 12 yards on what ought to be the final play of the game. And that is going to be the final play. The clock stopping with the first down, but Philip Montgomery already walking his team off the sideline, telling the officials, roll the clock. And the final score will be 34-17.